everyone. Welcome to another episode of 50 Shades of Over 50. I am so excited today. I have a wonderful guest, Rosie Strothers. How are you today? So how are you?
Hi, Kwavi.
Hello, how are you?
Australia. I'm well, thank you. I'm very happy to meet you.
Great. I'm so excited. And so the first question I normally ask all my, guests is their age. So how old are you?
72 and loving it, and into my 73rd year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, I met Rosie on Instagram and I had to interview her. Her fashion sense, she's always so uplifting and encouraging. And so we're going to talk about all of that and more. Yeah. So the first thing I really want to talk about is, when did all this begin for you? Have you always been doing this, or when did it begin for you?
No, I've been on Instagram for about 5 or 6 years and just moseying along, just doing, just being myself. But then I got inspired in 2020 by me having been invited to do a photo shoot by a follower who I didn't know had sent my photos on to this photographer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was a boudoir shoot, but my vision of a boudoir shoot wasn't what the galas and suspenders. I had a vision of how I wanted to present beautifully, a bit more beachy, a bit more boho style.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, photo shoot, and it inspired me and it encouraged me. I saw myself in these photos and I cried and I thought, is this really me? It was a 2-hour session and my photographer had spoken with me and she knew the vision I wanted to present to the world, and it was beautiful. And from then I just felt encouraged and I thought, look, this has changed my life. Maybe I can come onto Instagram and change other people's lives as well.
Oh, my word. Oh, that's fascinating. Someone you didn't even know saw that in you and said, you know what, you need to photograph this lady. And look what happened.
It did. And that started this journey for me. So I started getting out there and just showing my fashion sense. I mean, I don't dress what fashion police would say a 70-year-old should dress, because I don't think 70. I am thinking I live in a beachside suburb. It's relaxed, it's casual. I want color in my life. I wear blue eyeliner, what they would say is a no-no, but I can tell you, I do not go out a day where people don't say to me, I love your eyeliner.
It's beautiful. Listen, you need to follow her on Instagram. It's beautiful.
Yeah, yes. So I'm a very matchy person. If I'm wearing yellow, I'll wear bright yellow. If I'm wearing green, I'll wear green. I go midi, I go short, I wear boots. Whatever makes you happy. You've got to feel the clothes. And I don't do designer. I am a budget girl. And I'm going to say anyone can have a great wardrobe if you're only spending $30, $40 and not, thousands. I don't do designer. It's not me. It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to.
And also, I think a lot of women follow other women on Instagram. They have these wonderful accounts and they're way out there with their fashion, with their hats. But really, who walks around like that? On an everyday basis, do you go out and you see people waltzing around in these hats and different beautiful things? It's all for show, and they've got a lot of people around there helping them. I can only provide basic viewing. I'm not an IT person, but sometimes I think showcasing basically is what people want. They don't want all the fancy stuff. They want to just see you as the person showcasing your dresses. And sometimes I do that with song and dance, but that's me. Why not give your dress a little bit of a frill at the end and just shake it a little bit and just make it fun. And I want other women to step up to that and look at me and say, look, if she can do it, why can't I do it? It's more encouraging. Sometimes people write to me, older people, and they say, well, I'm in shorts today. It's really hot. And I'll write back and say, why don't you put yourself on in your shorts? Show us what you look like in your shorts. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of being comfortable in your own body.
Yeah.
Mind you, I had issues too. I mean, I've got scars and flaws, but I hide my flaws by what I wear.
Yeah.
And I've had scars. I've got I had melanoma actually at a very young,
Mhm.
at 20, in my 20s, and I had major operations on both legs. So I covered that up for 20, 30 years.
You
Thinking
didn't wear shorts or
people would know.
anything? You didn't wear shorts?
Didn't wear shorts, didn't go to the beach. It was long pants, long pants. One day I just thought, I'm sick of this. I'm going to put a pretty dress on. So I put a pretty dress on and I went out. And the focus was not on my legs. The focus was the person I was showing. And from then, and this is why you'll very, very seldom see me in pants, because now I'm a dress lady. People tell me I have nice legs, so I am flaunting them. I am showing the scars and all, but people don't notice the scars because they're not looking.
They're not looking. They're looking at the person, your personality shines. That's all they see.
And can I just tell you a story? And
Yes,
I think
please.
it is getting up and dressing up every day.
Yeah.
During the COVID thing, when we were talking with women, so many women were in their pajamas every day. They couldn't be bothered getting up. I have been doing this since I was 18, since I started work. I get up in the mornings. The first thing I do is I don't come downstairs till I'm made up, my hair is done, I'm dressed.
Love it.
Because if I don't feel it's me.
Exactly.
And I went away for 5 weeks to the Sunshine Coast, and I was surprised. I would just wear a beautiful little sundress. I put my little booties on, and I went to a shopping centre unknown to me. And I can tell you, every shop I walked into, people were saying, "Look at you. You look fantastic. Look at your colours. Look at this. Look at that." People were coming up and tapping me on the shoulder saying, "I just want to tell you how lovely you look." And then I thought, why is this? And I looked around and I noticed that so many women didn't bother.
Yeah.
They were just in their wet hair or no makeup or just in their joggers and I think it makes a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I felt, I would say thank you. I mean, I accepted the compliments because it was lovely. It was surprising. But that's where I come from. And it's a finished product for me. And I don't feel done unless I do it. I mean, some people say, well, you're not going out, but I don't have to go out.
That's it. Because
I might see my neighbour across. I might see my neighbour across the road. And I don't want to see. Very, very people have seen me without my lipstick on. So,
but I love that because
even
you know
my
what?
grandchildren.
But you know what I love is this is you. You're not going to apologize for being yourself, and I think that's important.
No.
You know.
Yeah. And so it is there to inspire the women. Look, you can do it. And if it takes you to do a photo shoot or for someone to see you in a different light, to say, hey,
yes,
look at you. And look, you can be thin, fat, small, tall, short. There is a feature that every woman possesses that is something. Sometimes it's just personality and the kindness and the good heart of people that you see that makes them beautiful.
Yeah.
So to me, I accept beauty in all its forms, and it comes in every color.
Oh,
every color.
Shape. You know? I always say it comes in all shapes, shades, and sizes.
Absolutely.
It does. Oh my God, this is so much fun. So what were you doing before all of this?
Well, my career has always been as a secretary, PR lady.
Oh, okay.
And then before I retired, I worked 21 years for the government. Okay. I worked with an organisation that worked with people with disabilities and work injuries. We got them back to work. I was the office manager. Oh. So that gave me an insight too to how people have to deal with disabilities and still try and present to the world and things like that. So that was my career, but I have been retired 13 years and they have gone like that. I don't have enough hours in the day to do what I want to do. So
but you're doing an amazing job.
Well, look, I've had a wonderful career. being a secretary PR, which was, I'm a 70s girl, my career was in the late 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful I went through those great eras with fashion and change and job opportunities. And you wanted a job, you got the job, and I think that was my grounding. It's not like today where people are battling to find work. I could go for 3 jobs, and I got 3 jobs I would have to choose. So I am grateful for my great decades. I mean, I went through the best decades, and I'm also from immigrant parents who met in a refugee camp in Austria post-World War II.
Wow.
And they had the opportunity to come to Australia. My brother was born in the refugee camp, but I was born some months after they arrived in Australia. So,
wow, interesting background. Love it. So the women typically that you inspire, are they your age, younger? Like, what's your audience?
Well, my audience, when I look at the stats, the biggest age group is 55 to 65.
Interesting.
I'm still not grabbing the older women, 70 plus.
Yes.
So that is now when I'm posting, I am putting 70 plus question mark. Are you over 70? Trying to pull them in. So when they're watching my reels, they can see I'm trying to pull them into coming to have a look at what I'm doing. But I also love that there's a lot younger generation following. And you know why that's good? Because they're not going to be afraid to age.
That's it. See, that's true. Because you're showcasing, like, this is what aging looks like. It could be fun. You could still wear the clothes that you want to wear.
Because they're saying, they write to me privately and they say, well, when we grow up, we want to be like you.
Oh, well, see?
But isn't that wonderful that people, the younger, like 20s, 30s, 40s even, is saying, well, hey, there's nothing to be afraid about, because really aging is a mindset.
It is. It really is.
It is. And like I said, it took me to my 60s to find that. And that was a great space to find it in, because I had there's a lot of things sort of all happened at the one time. So for me, aging is nothing. And when I watch all these women talking about aging at 40, and I think, oh my God, I write back and say, your years are yet to come. Wait till you get to your 60s. I mean, normally your siblings are gone. You've got your grandchildren that you can enjoy. Travel opportunities open up for me. I traveled the world. And just a shame that COVID has stole 2 years of our lives because we can't get back. So, it's trying to get back on track with all of that. And I'm talking to you, I think.
Oh no, listen, I know they're enjoying the conversation, because this platform is really to showcase your voice. I love what you're doing, and I want the audience to really be inspired and motivated by what you do. I love seeing you on Instagram, your clothing, you dance, you're happy, you're joyful. And you're just showcasing that, what, aging, okay, we're getting older, but it's not something to be scared of. You get to decide how you want to show up for yourself.
It is. And we age and we're still the same, but we're just a bit different.
Yes.
We're just a little bit different. I don't filter myself out. What you see on the screen is me. I don't use the filters. Sometimes when you use effects, it changes your image a bit. But when I talk my Wednesday words of wisdom, it's where I usually connect with a saying or something about a word, and I encourage people to feedback. What do you think about that? What they see is this. And I like that I've got the lines. They've showed that I've lived. They showed that I've smiled. They've showed that I've lived a life. And I can spot a Botox face from 10 paces. And, to each his own. But no, I'm going to do it naturally. It's like the people who are going through the silver aging process with their hair. It's up to you. It's what
up to you. That's
up
true.
to you. There's no right or there's no wrong.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So
it's like you show up how you want to show up. I think, we all age in different ways.
Yeah.
We just need to showcase our different stories and just show how we're embracing it.
And also, I'm a great advocate of telling people, when there's a lot of people get on there about your diet and fasting and no sugar and this and that, I can guarantee you life is to be enjoyed. Food is one of the world's great experiences. Have it, eat it in moderation.
Exactly.
There is nothing that is forbidden from my mouth except for olives, because I don't like them. But almost anything goes, and it's a treat.
Yeah.
Have that little bit of chocolate or have that slice of cake.
Yeah.
But it's also, and I can also honestly say, all this is great talk, but you really got to think about it. It's great if you've got your health.
Yeah.
If you're aging and you don't have health, it's a difficult journey.
It is.
So that's where I try and motivate people to. I'm not a gym junkie. I've never been to the gym in my life, but I noticed when I retired, I had free time. I was walking a lot.
Oh,
I was on the move. I keep on the move every day to at least lunchtime. I don't sit down till lunchtime until we eat. And then, I don't walk every day, but I do my 10 minutes of leg exercises in bed before I get up. I watched some of these people and I thought, well, I can do that. So for 10 minutes before I get up, I do the little leg lifts, and I do my arm exercises, trying to beat the flabby arms. But it may not be working, but I'm getting really nice toned arms.
See? So it's working.
My next move is to get on there and just show the ladies, look, I'm not an expert, but I'm doing this with my arms. And look, I've got toned arms.
Exactly. And women would love to hear that. They'd love to hear that.
Yeah, and because not everyone's for exercise, and I'm definitely not, but it is keeping on the move, having some exercise during the week, 2 or 3 times a week.
Yes.
Getting out the fresh air and getting that vitamin C, vitamin D. Yeah, it's an all-round girl. Look, I'm not in any routines. I just do what happens on the day, what I feel like. But health and your exercise and your diet is all part of, what you do have to consider when you age as well.
Yeah.
It's nothing that can be forgotten. So
yeah. Oh my goodness. This is so great. So tell me, so with your audience, like what is the one thing or maybe a few things that you want to share with them, which you can share here now, that you really want them to know with regards to aging?
Well, for me, it's I don't feel old. I feel ageless.
Yes.
And I want them to know that you can get to that point with a bit of self-love, with self-confidence, and not being afraid to just step out of what people are thinking is the norm.
Yes. That is the key.
That is the key. I stepped out of being what was the norm. I've stepped up and thought, I'm just going to get out here. I'm going to show them what I wear. It's not for everyone. No one most probably is going to do it. But the fact that you can see it being done might motivate someone to say, look, I might try that. I might try the colours instead of neutrals. I might try the bright lippy. I can wear a midi skirt with boots. Why not? So to me, the aging, what I want them to tell them is it's a great place to be. To me, it's my happy spot. I'm just worried that I'm not going to have enough time to do what I want to do.
Because you have a lot of things you want to do.
I want to still do. So I'll just check my notes because I didn't write some.
Oh, thank you. Go ahead.
Thoughts on getting old. My thoughts were, I seriously don't think age anymore. I feel ageless. And that was what I said to you in the beginning. It's something to embrace you and not let it rule you, was one of the things I wrote. We change in looks, but that's called life, and that's perfectly okay.
Yes.
To think that I finally found myself in my 60s. So, for me, that was quite a journey. And it must probably be a long journey for many others. And there's still so much I want to do, experience, and keep traveling. So there's still the girl in my head somewhere in.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Love. I love what you said about stepping out and, just do you. You don't have to really follow the rules, because there seem to be a lot of rules. Like when you hit a certain age, you're supposed to do this. You're not supposed to wear this. And I'm like, says who? Like, you don't have to follow that.
No. And really, I don't follow trends. I don't listen to, I don't watch any of those people that tell me what I'm supposed to be doing.
I know, right?
50, 60, 70. I'm doing my own thing.
Yes, yes.
I'm getting the feedback that people are liking what they see. I am on the right track.
Yes.
And I want to be perhaps more, can I be more of an influencer in some way? I'm not sure. But
probably are. You probably are to a few people, I'm sure, to a number of people, not even a few people. Because I've seen your, the comments and, on Instagram about what you're doing. You're definitely influencing people in a great way, in a positive way. And I think you do more of that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I put a post on last night, and it was talking about women, if you're feeling invisible and not being seen and expressed by society. I've just put that on, and I said, come follow me for a bit of inspiration.
Yeah.
Now I've got about 56 comments, and I am emotionally overwhelmed at how people are feeling about that statement, because they're feeling what I'm feeling, and it was just really heartwarming to me. I don't mean to get emotional, but when people write to you and say you are an inspiration and we love what you're doing, it means you're doing something right. And I have to write. I'm going to have to do a little video and say, look, I haven't answered you all, but thank you for your lovely thoughts, because as you can see, it's affected me emotionally. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's hard,
because I don't see that, I'm just there being me. So when other people are feeding back to you that, hey, you're doing great, you're doing the right thing, and thank you for being there, you think, well, I must be doing something right at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I think the thing about being seen is no one wants to feel invisible. No one wants to.
No.
It's a human need to be, to be seen in some way, not, and so.
And I've been there. So that's I was there. I was probably in my 50s, when you become menopausal and you have a bit of weight gain. And lucky for me, I went through menopause very easy. All I had were really the hot flushes. And when I see ladies doing this these days, I think, oh, you poor thing, I know exactly where you are. But the emotional change happened in the 50s. And that was when you're sort of thinking, you don't feel your best most probably. And I did feel invisible. I felt that people weren't seeing me as a woman. And that hurts, because, in your mind, you want to be attractive, or think that someone would look at you and think, oh, she's looking nice today or something. So I go out of my way now to compliment. If I see women that I think are looking extremely lovely, or older women who have taken the care, and I'm talking older women, like maybe 80 plus.
I do that too. I do that.
Taken the care to dress up and put their lip on, I'll stop them and say, you look great today.
Great. Yes, I do that.
Beautiful. And thank you so much for stepping up. And, and when you see their look on their faces, that is the gratitude you get. And when people compliment me, I get that. So I'm paying it forward and giving that to others as well.
Talking about hot flashes, I'm having one right now.
I know. Would you know, I went to England in the midst of my hot flashes in midwinter, and all I was wearing was a cardigan, and I had my inbuilt heater with me. I didn't need too much clothing.
Oh my goodness. You just said it's like, I was like, oh, I feel it coming on.
It is. And, it is. It's overwhelming. I used to throw things off, throw this off, throw the shoes off. Yeah. Yes. But it will pass. And I was like, I went through mine quite easy. I didn't take HRT or anything. I breezed through menopause really compared to a lot of other women, and that was hereditary. So hopefully my daughters will have the same experience with that. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, Rosie, thank you so much. I'm really, I just appreciate you taking the time, because I know you're in Australia, so we had to work out the time difference, but we worked it out. So I'm
You
glad.
did well. And the fact that I was able to download the app and find you.
Okay, so this is the other thing, people. Guess what? She's never been on Zoom. She did this for the first time and she made it work. So
Yeah.
we need to congratulate and celebrate you for that. Like, yes, you did it.
Thank you, Kwavi. Honestly, it's been a delight. I hope I've done you proud.
You
I
have.
wanted to just talk from me, as from my heart, as a woman of age, and one that feels ageless. And I want people to know that it's nothing to be afraid of. It's nothing to be afraid of. And another thing I'll just pop in on and say is that what I found interesting is that when you walk through life and you start talking to some male people, there is a lot of males that do appreciate and admire an aging woman for the beauty that they see in aging. And I think that is also a great thing on their behalf.
Yes. Oh, thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much.
That's okay. And before I go, Kwavi, I just want to talk about a little bit about self-love. Okay. It's a difficult place to get to, and it's a place a woman needs to get to. I finally got there, but the journey is not easy because your family and some of your friends don't understand it. They are wondering, why is she all of a sudden wanting to be? We want the mother she used to be. We want the grandmother she wanted to be. We want her to be who she's been for everyone all her life. But stepping out from the role and just stepping up and saying, this is my time. My time to shine is what I like to call it. Yes. It's not difficult. And I have had, fights or screaming matches with one of my daughters. She blocked me on Facebook or whatever because she didn't understand the journey. It's fine now. But because it's such a big change when you get there that they don't understand it. But now it's, hey, she's in her happy spot. She's doing what she's like. Why not? And I'm hoping that they're proud of me as their mother to be doing, hopefully some good in the world. So the self-love journey is good, but it is difficult to get there.
That must have been challenging for you.
And you need to get there.
Yeah, but I mean, it
was difficult.
Yeah, wow.
It was difficult because, you'll think you're out there finally saying, oh, I'm really feeling great about myself. I'm really happy how I'm looking. I'm there. And they didn't want that. They wanted the mum, the grandma, and everything in between that. You've been a carer, I mean, I looked after my dad. My brother and I did 3 months on with 3 months off. So I had an aging father to look after. Yeah. And then when all that ends, there's time for you. And that's an incredible journey. It's a tough journey, maybe not for everyone, but for the people I've talked with, because people don't understand where you're coming from in your head. And you're not crazy.
No,
and you're not. You're not crazy, and you haven't lost the plot. It's just that you've decided this is my time.
Exactly.
And I'll just end on that note.
Thank you. I appreciate you for adding that, because I think that's important, and because there might be some people listening that are going through that. I'm wondering, okay, what should they do? So that's what's happening.
You just keep on in the journey, and it's believing in yourself, believing that you're getting old, but your life is not over, and there's so much to live for yet. Yes. And think young. I mean, it's terrible. I don't think I'm going to be 73 this year because I don't have an age.
You don't feel it, right? Exactly.
And I hate women that won't tell people their age. I think that's the most stupid thing in the world.
But you know what, though? That is going with, but see, this is the thing. When you're not able to say your age, you're giving society what they want, telling them that, okay, that being older that's an issue. That is a problem. Like, why can't you say it?
Yeah, I was watching this one lady, and she's going on about everything, but I'm not telling you my age. And I almost felt like I wanted to get on there and write, why not?
Why not? But see,
I should have done it. I should have done it, because you're presenting yourself as this, oh, look at me, but you won't tell us how old you are. So what is the point?
Yeah, and that's why I think it's
I mean, we've got this gorgeous Lady Jane who's 95 that's got her Instagram page, and she is just marvelous and
Yes,
beautiful. And I've got some
exactly.
80-year-olds following, and they're full of life and full of beans. That's what you got to think about.
That's it. And I think, when you, and that's one of the reasons why with my show, that's one of the first questions I always ask my guests. Are you comfortable saying your age on camera? Because if you're not, I mean, my show is not for you, because I want to encourage women to embrace their age. And so if you can't say your age, it's like you're hiding it.
Absolutely. And I'll say 73 going on 43,
That's
maybe
right.
even 23. There's still the boho beachy girl in me.
Yeah, because your style is, you have a young style, and that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah. It's not for everyone, but if it inspires someone else to try that longer dress or that shorter dress or this style or color or eye makeup or lippy, go for it. You got nothing to lose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're right. All right.
Thank you, Kwavi.
You're welcome,
Thank you,
Rosie.
darling. Bye.
Thank you. All right.
See
Take
you.
care. All right. Bye. Thank you all for listening. I know you got some benefit from this. Thank you so much, Rosie. Thank you for all of you for listening. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye. See you.
If you enjoyed listening to the show, you have to take a look at Flourish, my monthly online community for women in their 50s and beyond. We talk about the important issues affecting women in their 50s and over, and provide tools and resources to help you live your best life. Join me by clicking the link Flourish Online Community in the About Me section below. I'd love to have you join me. See you there.